So inshallah we'll share the slides for the grammar part. Okay. Right. So inshallah we'll take the questions to the end then. Bismillahi walhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So we are on the course 4, page 14.C, and we are on now the grammar session. So last time on we have done conditional sentences, also called as jumla shartiya, which had in, man and ma. So we'll just have a little brief revision of that. We had lam plus mudare. Remember that it is mudare, that only the present tense gets affected with it. Lam plus mudare. And for weak words, right? So we did it for walla, nada, and all that. So inshallah today also we'll be doing it for mazid fi. We did for yuslamu became lam yuslam. This is a chopper that it is acting like a chopper. So normal will be yuslimu, yuslimuna, tuslimu, tuslimuna, uslimu, nuslimu, and tuslimu. And with the lam added, it gets chopped to lam yuslim, lam yuslimu, lam tuslim, lam tuslimu, lam uslim, lam nuslim, and lam tuslim. The other words we saw was arada yuridu. So yuridu, yuriduna turidu, turiduna uridu, nuridu, and turidu became lam yuridu. He did not want. Lam yuridu, lam turidu, lam uridu, lam turidu, lam nuridu, and lam turidu. So this is the conditional sentences that we had studied. If you do, I will do. Right. So it was in taf'al, af'al. Whoever does succeeds. May yaf'al yanjah. Whatever you do, I will do. Ma taf'al af'al. Okay. So now in this lesson, what we are going to do is we are going to see the mazid fi for the sound and weak verbs, again with in, man, and ma. Right. So yu'allimu, yu'allimuna, tu'allimu, tu'allimuna, u'allimu, nu'allimu, and tu'allimu is the conjugation for the allama yu'allimu. But when it gets chopped, it becomes yu'allim, yu'allimu, tu'allim, tu'allimu, u'allimu, nu'allimu, and tu'allim. So if you teach, I will teach. So the Arabic form will be in tu'allim, if you teach, tu'allim, I will teach. Right? So as I told you, we can change the words, you can change the verbs, and then make conditional sentences. Just remember that you have to put the chopped form in the end. So for singular, it will be a sukoon, and for plural, it will be with a waw and alif, and the noon is dropped. So if you all teach, in tu'allimu, nu'allim, we will teach. So if you all teach, we will teach. Okay. So we can just say this. What I'll do is I'll say the Arabic part, and you all can say it in English. You can unmute your mics and say it in English. In allim, uallim.
If you teach, I will teach.
Right. Now what I'll do is I'll do the other way around. I will say in English, and then you all say it in Arabic. If you all teach, we will teach.
In tu'allimu,
nu'allim.
Mashallah. Okay, so just remember the sukoon in the end. So the other verb is on the yuhasibu. So yuhasibu, the gardan will be yuhasibu, yuhasibuna, tuhasibu, tuhasibuna, uhasibu, nuhasibu, and tuhasibu. But when it gets chopped, it becomes yuhasibu, yuhasibu, tuhasibu, tuhasibu, uhasibu, nuhasibu, and feminine will be tuhasib. So I will say in English, and then you all can repeat it in Arabic. If you take account, he will take account.
in tuhasib,
yuhasib.
If you all take account, they will take account.
In tuhasibu,
yuhasibu.
So one thing we have to remember, that we have to take account of ourselves before we meet Allah, and before we have to give our accounts to Allah. So when we are in front of Allah, we should at least have a rerun of our accounts rather than seeing our accounts for the first time and getting surprised. So I would suggest every day we should take an account of what we have done in that day and whether it is good or bad. If it is bad, then we ask forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the same time itself, because we will not remember what we have done 3 years back, 4 years back. So we should make it a habit to take an account of ourselves every day before we sleep, right? Inshallah, make it we should pray Allah that Allah make it easy for us to take our own accounts. So if we take our own accounts, we'll know, or at least make an attempt to know on what wrongdoings we are doing, right? So we can forgive people whom we have transgressed. If we have had a fight with somebody, we can next day go and tell them sorry and make our relations better. And that is what we should try and do, so that if we are taking an account of ourselves, our accounts will get easy if we have to present it to Allah. Otherwise, we'll be shocked to see the list of things that we have dន់, and in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we'll not be able to deny any of the deeds that we have done. So we should be at least, Allah ta'ala says, take account of yourself before Allah takes your account. Right. So the Aslama Yuslimi form, the fourth form, is the Yuslimu, Yuslimuna, Tuslimu, Tuslimuna, Uslimu, Nuslimu, and Tuslimu. But when it gets chopped, it becomes Yuslim, Yuslimu, Tuslim, Tuslimu, Uslim, Nuslim, and Tuslim. So we will make this, though it should be, shouldn't be said that if you submit, he will submit. So if you submit, he will submit.
In Tuslim, Yuslim.
In Tuslim, Yuslim.
Here you have two choppers because both words are getting affected. But remember that this is all in present tense. Only the present tense words are getting affected. Okay. If you all submit, they all will submit. Now we'll take another word, yakhtalifu, right? Yakhtalifu is yakhtalifuna, takhtalifu, takhtalifuna, akhtalifu, nakhtalifu, and takhtalifu. But when it gets chopped, it is yakhtalif, yakhtalifu, takhtalif, takhtalifu, akhtalif, nakhtalif, and takhtalif. So takhtalif is ikhtilaf, or having difference. So if you differ, I will go. I will go is azhab. So you see that here also you have a sukun in the end, because it is a conditional sentence, that if you're going to do this, then I'm going to do this, right? So something like that, right? So in you can say it in Arabic.
In takhtalif azhab.
Right. In takhtalif azhab. If you all differ, we will go.
In takhtalifu
azhab.
Nadhhab. Right. So with this, you can see that we can change the verbs and we can make different verbs. Inshallah, we'll see some examples. We'll take the examples of taqa. So ittaqa, yattaqi, and order will be ittaqi. You can see that this qaf ya is dropped in the order. Muttaqin, muttaqa, and ittiqa. It's he feared. So the yattaqi is the present tense. Yattaqi, yattaquna, tattaqi, tattaquna, attaqi, nattaqi, nattaqi. But here the difference is only going to be that this ya is already having a sukoon. So this ya is dropped completely and it becomes yattaqi. So when we are pronouncing, and that is why tajweed is important, that this is first will be pronounced as yattaqi with two harkat, and this will be pronounced the second one, the chopped form will be yattaqi. First one is yattaqi because it's a ya madda. Ya madda is a ya sakin preceded by a kasra or a zair. So the sound will be two harkat and this will be just one harkat. So now you should be able to differentiate, and when you are listening also you should be able to listen whether it is two harkat or one harkat. So first is yattaqi with two harkat, and when it gets chopped it is yattaqi with one harkat. Okay, so yattaqi, yattaqu, tattaqi, tattaqu, attaqi, nattaqi, and tattaqi with just one harkat, right, in the chopped form. So if you fear Allah, you will succeed.
in tattaqi
Allah
tuflih.
So here again Allah is the object in the sentence. Who are you going to fear? Allah. So because it is the object, there is a fatha or a zabar. In tattaqillaha tuflih. Okay? If you all fear Allah, you all will succeed.
in tattaqullah tuflihu.
In tattaqu Allah tuflihu.
Right. So try to read it again and again and read it fast so that you get that in your mind. In tattaqillaha tuflih. So Allah, you have to see that the hamza or the fatha is pronounced properly. Don't just leave it Allah. No, the ha has to be pronounced properly. So in tattaqillaha tuflih. In tattaqullaha tuflihu. So sometimes it becomes like a tongue twister. So keep repeating, and inshallah Allah Ta'ala will make it easy. So now we'll take some examples from the Quran of the conditional sentences. Some of them are followed by verbs. All of them are not followed by verbs. So wa in tu'minu. So tu'minuna has become tu'minu. Wa in tu'minu. If you believe. Wa tattaqu, and have taqwa of Allah. So here both the words are affected by this in. Right? What is affected? Tu'minuna has become tu'minu, and tattaquna has become tattaqu. Both of them have got affected by this, which means that if you have to believe also and you have to have taqwa also. If you believe and have taqwa, yu'tikum will give you all, ujurakum your rewards. Sorry, I think it's called your rewards. Wala yas'alkum, and he will not ask you amwalakum, your properties. This is a very beautiful ayat from Surah Muhammad, which is saying that if you believe and have taqwa in Allah, then you will get your rewards and you will not be asked your properties, right? So we know that Surah Muhammad is also called Surah Qital, where there was the order given for Qital, and for Qital you would require some funds. And the ayat after this says that if Allah Ta'ala had asked you and if you had not given, then you would have proved what you are, right? So may Allah protect us from such trials. We should be freely giving for the sake of Allah whenever it is required, inshallah. وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ, whoever fears Allah, يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. So this is from Surah Talaq, that whoever is in distress, but he is having taqwa of Allah, يَجْعَلْ لَهُ, he makes for him makhraja, a way out. Kharaja is to go out, makhraj is an exit. So if somebody is getting stuck somewhere, Allah Ta'ala will create a way for that person. So here, this yattaqi, that ya is dropped, as we saw before, that ya is dropped because of this man. Okay, man yattaqi. This is only one, not yattaqi, not two harkat, just one harkat. So wa man yattaqillaha yaj'al. This is the answer to the conditional sentence. What he will do if you do this, if you have taqwa of Allah, yaj'al, he will make lahu, for that person, makhraja, a way of exit. So this is the verbal condition following it. Another one is yurid. We have also already seen. Yuridu. So faman yurid Allahu. So here you see Allah is having what? Pesh or a dhamma. Why? Because Allah is the subject. Allah is wanting. So faman yuridillaha. So whoever Allah wants, Allah is wanting, and that's why Allah is having a dhamma here. Okay. Allah is the subject who is wanting or wishing. وَمَنْ يُرِدِ اللَّهُ أَنْ يَهْدِيَهُ, that he guides him. يَشْرَحْ صَدْرَهُ, he opens his chest. Lil Islam, for Islam, right? So this is such a beautiful thing, that if Allah Ta'ala is opening our hearts for Islam, opening our hearts for Quran, that Allah Ta'ala is wanting that we be guided. We have to ask for this guidance. We have to beg for it. We have to cry for it. Then Allah Ta'ala will inshallah give us. So for man yuridillahu an yahdiyahu. So whoever Allah wants to guide, yashrah, he guides sadrahu lil Islam, his chest for Islam. So the learning points for us here are that this yurid is the chopped form, and yashrah is the yashrah. Who should have been there? Yashrah is the answer of the conditional sentence. That's why there is a sukun here, right? That is a learning point from this example. Is that clear? Is it clear that this sukun is the chopped form because of this conditional sentence man here? Okay.
Yahdi. Yahdihi.
No, yahdiya. No. See, the condition is that what is Allah wanting is yahdiya, right? So if he is wanting that, then he will do this. Yashrah. That's why there is no sukun. This is not chopped form, right? This is the chopped form. Yashrah is the chopped form, and yurid is the chopped. Yashrah.
Ishrah.
Yashrah.
But there is a an before Yahdi also.
An means that. This is an of that. Right? It is not in. For conditional sentence, we have in, not an. An means that. So whoever Allah wants that, He guides him. An yahdiyahu. Because of that, because of this, and there is a fathaya. We have not done that part. Inshallah, that part we'll do later. But because of this man here, we have the sukoon on this because of Allah. May yurid. But because Allah is coming, it will become yuridillah. I just highlighted so that I think it will be clear, because I think it is not very clear. So I'll just highlight that part. This was yurid. May yurid. Okay. But because of this Allah the yurid has become yuridillah. Because of this condition, you have yashrah. So if Allah wants yashrah, He will open the heart. But this is showing what He will want. If He wants guidance for him, then He will open the chest for Islam. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there was sukoon here, which has been converted to a kasra because of the al here. And the answer to the condition is here. That's why this is having a sukoon. And this an is giving fathah here. This part we have not done till now, so don't get confused with this. Just consider this as one unit. An yahdiyahu, that He guides him. It is what? That is Allah's wish. Okay. So with that, we'll go to the next. So these were all the verbal conditions. Inshallah, we will take other conditions also. So sometimes the second part of the conditional sentence does not have a fi'le mudare. It can have something else. So we'll just see what it can have. So example from the Quran is وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلْ. Tawakkalu, yatawakkalu becomes tawakkal. وَمَن يَتَوَكَّل. That sukoon is because of this man, conditional sentence, indicating it's a conditional sentence. وَمَن يَتَوَكَّل عَلَى اللَّهِ, on Allah, فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. Then Allah is enough for, sufficient for him. So this is فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ is not a present tense. That's why that's why there is no change, right? And this is a noun, hasbuhu. So this example is telling us that you can have conditional sentence with a non-verb also, or not a fi'l mudari, not a present tense verb. Sometimes you can have a past tense verb also. Past tense verbs will not change with in, man, and the changes happening only with fi'l mudari or the present tense and future tense. Another example where there is a conditional sentence without fi'l mudari. Wa in tantahu, if you desist or if you stop, fahuwa khairul lakum, so then that is better for you, that is best for you, right? In tantahu, if you desist, it should have been tantahuna, but because of the in, it has become tantahu, right? So this is followed by this thing which is not in present tense. So you will see that there is no sukoon here because it is not followed by a fi'l mudari. So we saw two examples of this. First was وَمَن يَتَوَكَّل. First is having a condition, that's why the sukoon. Allahi, whoever relies on Allah or whoever keeps his tawakkal on Allah, فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ, then he is enough for him. This is again from Surah Al-Talaq. وَإِن تَنْتَحُوا, and if you desist, فَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ, then it is better for you. Right? So if you resist from the hostilities of war, then it is better for you. Right? So that was the Quran, that was the grammar part for today. So any questions for the Quran part or the grammar part, we can take all that now. Any questions?
In can do the chopper for a series of words, no? After it, like in, tuminu, watattaqu.
Yes, yes.
Whatever is after.
Yes, so
In
all of them, so that's right. Yes. Whatever condition is there. So if you have many things to do, then as you saw in that ayat, we have two words. So you can have many words also. So then whenever there's an in or man, you have to see that effect of this is coming in how many words, right? and the next part of the answer to that condition is going to also have the sukoon. So it could be that if you do this, then I will do this. All that will also have sukoon. Or it could be if you do this, then I will do this. Right? So all of them will have a sukoon. The condition also will have a sukoon, and the answer to that condition will also have a sukoon. Right. So any other questions?
This Mikala,
Yeah.
Jibril, Mika, it is read as Mikala, no? Or
Yeah, Mikala. Yeah, it's not Mikael, Mikala, because that ya is not having dots and it is not having a kasra also. So it will be Mikal, not Mikael. Jibrail.
There is extra one shosha, no?
Yeah.
Prefix like.
That is a shosha indicating that there was a ya there. Right. So as I said, Israel also. Israel is the name of, who is Israel's name? Which prophet?
Yaqub alayhi salam.
Yaqub alayhi salam, mashallah. So that name also has Ela. So Isra, Ela, Jibra, Ela, Mika, it's Ela, but since it was written without dots, it is not being read that way. And Israfil, as I said, Ela is Ilah. It means Allah. So they are the worshippers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So that is why that Ela is there in the end. And as I said, it is similar to Abdullah, Abdul Rahman. So it is worshipper of Allah. All the meanings are same. Israel has that Ela in the end indicates that it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's name and that they are the worshippers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the name itself, that part is there.
It is Ghair Munsarif also, no? Because
Yes.
it changes this Malaikatihi, Warusulihi,
Yes.
but not Jibrila.
Yeah,
Mikaela.
that the reason for that is that these names are non-Arab names, and non-Arab names do not take any changes in it. So as we discussed that these ayat are clearly indicating that it is the prophet that they were denying. They were not denying Allah, and it is the Jibreel salam towards which they had animosity. But Allah Ta'ala is saying that whoever is the enemy of Allah, so this is such a big thing that is being said there. We just have to realize the profound importance of such things. So that's why we have to love all Allah's creations, because everything is controlled by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. There is similar ayat in Surah An-Nisa, where it says, "Innal lazina yakfuruna billahi wa rasulihi," that whoever disbelieves in Allah and His messengers, wa yuriduna, and they wish, an yatafarraqu bayna Allahi wa rasulihi, and that they wish to distinguish between Allah and His messengers, saying that we believe, wa yaquluna tu'minuna bi ba'din wa takfuruna bi ba'd, that we believe in some and we disbelieve in the others. Ulaika humul kafiruna haqqa, that they are the ones who are truly disbelievers. وَأَعْتَدْنَا لِلْكَافِرِينَ عَذَابًا مُحِينًا. This is ayat number 150 and 151 of Surah An-Nisa, where it is very clearly said that if anybody disbelieves in any of the prophets, then he is a kafir. Right? So we cannot say that, okay, they are believing in Allah, they are believing in some prophets, so they're not kafir. No, we have to believe in all the prophets. Very clear ayat in Surah An-Nisa, ayat number 150 and 151. And also that to differentiate between Allah and His messenger, which means that they will say, there are some people now who say that we'll follow only the Quran. We have nothing to do with the ahadith, right? So there are a lot of people we have who are doing such things. They'll say that if there is then the Quran, we'll believe in it, but hadith we don't want to believe. So that is in some way denial of the Prophet. Of course, we have to see the authenticity of the hadith. All those things are there. I don't deny those, but we have to follow the Prophet. We have to follow his ways, and we cannot distinguish between Allah and His messenger. That ayat begins by saying that whoever distinguishes between Allah and His messenger, and then who believes in some of them and the others, and Allah Ta'ala is calling them kafirun directly, right? Also, we know about the angels, that angels do not descend except by the command of Allah. It is there in Surah Maryam, where they say, "Wama natanazzalu illa bi amri rabbik," that we don't descend except with the amr of the Lord. Also, about Jibreel alayhi salam, there's another ayat which is, "Innahu latanzilu rabbil alamin," that he is the one who descends from the from Allah or gets from the Allah. Nazzala bihi ruhul amin, that comes with it ruhul amin, that is Jibril alayhi salam, ala kalbik, on your qalb, litakuna minal munzarin, so that you become from the warners, right? So there's another ayat. This is in surah number 26 and 192 and 194. There's another hadith which says that man adai, that whoever li wallaqad baraza bi, we say that Allah said that whoever takes a friend of mine as an enemy will have started a war with me. So Allah Ta'ala is saying that whoever is taking a friend of mine as an enemy, we will have started a war with me. So just imagine how profound that statement is. Right. So anything else that we need to discuss? Also, there is another, this is the dua when the Prophet ﷺ used to get up for tahajjud. That dua also has the names of all these angels. So the dua when the Prophet ﷺ used to wake up for tahajjud is Allahumma Rabbi Jibreel wa Mikail. There you have Mikail wa Israfil, Fatir samawati wal ard, Alimul ghaybi wa shahada, Anta tahkumu bayna ibadik fima kanu fihi yakhtalifun. اهدي لما اختلف فيه من الحق بإذنك إنك تهدي من تشاء إلى صراط مستقيم. So this is the dua that the Prophet ﷺ used to ask when he used to get up for tahajjud. So if we are getting up for tahajjud, at least we open the dua books and read this dua, or if we can memorize it. So, O Allah, Lord of Jibreel, Lord of Mikail, Lord of Israfil, creator of the heavens and the earth, and knower of the seen and the unseen, you judge between your servants regarding what they differ in. So direct me to the truth which they differ on by your leave. Verily you guide whom you will to the straight path. So we should try and memorize this dua for tahajjud, specifically for tahajjud. Also, who are the friends of Allah? The friends of Allah, the awliya of Allah, they love and remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in their hearts. They remember him with their tongues in solitude and in crowd. They do deeds that please him and abandon that which displeases him. Okay, so we have to try and become the awliya of Allah. We have to try to become the lovers of Allah. We have to see that we remember him with our tongues in solitude, in crowds, and that's how the awliya of Allah are. And we have to see that we shouldn't have any animosity with the awliya of Allah. So whoever could potentially be a friend of Allah, we have to see that we don't have animosity. And one of them would be the ulama of our deen today, who have acquired this knowledge, and for the sake of Allah, we have to love them. That will be from loving Allah itself. So there's another hadith which says that if you love somebody, love him for the sake of Allah, and if you hate somebody, then hate him for the sake of Allah. Right? So that indicates how much we love Allah, and we have to try to develop this love for Allah, inshallah. May Allah make it easy for us.
You can say salam also, salam ala
Yes.
Rasul and salam ala kullu malaika by
Yes.
names.
Yes.
I think there is a dua
Yes.
which is sending salams to all.
Correct. Also, the regular salam also that we do.
Anbiya
we've
Ikram and
discussed this.
important
Correct.
this.
Yes. The regular salam also that we do, that we've discussed that when we say, even if there is a single person, we say assalamu alaikum, because we are including the angels in that salam. So we are doing salam to angels every day without realizing. Only thing is,
But we should think about it.
yes, we should think that these angels are around us and they are giving us this positive energy, and they are from Allah. So the greatness of Allah will also increase in our thing. Also, we will be stopped from doing bad things. We'll stop from sinning if we know that these malaika are there and they are noting down everything that we have. We have in Surah Qaf where Allah Ta'ala is informing us about the malaika that la talfizu min qawlin, that not a word comes out of your mouth, but there are ladayhim raqibun atid, that they are ready to write. As soon as it comes out, there is written. Right? So only if a sin is within our minds, they will not write it. And if we don't do it, it will be written that it is not done. So that itself will be a reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if we do not sin, inshallah.
Also, we can recite Imani Mufassal.
Yes.
Amantu billahi wa malaikatihi.
Correct. Right.
So
Absolutely.
that is also like remembering them.
Absolutely. Very nice. Very good.
and
Valid
refreshing
point.
our iman.
Yes. So the
as
whole
well.
point is, if we are understanding what we are saying, that adds on to so much more and makes so much more sense of what duas we're making. Unfortunately, the majority of the ummah is reciting duas without knowing what they are saying. So if we are doing it with understanding, if we are giving them salam, if we are saying that we are believing in the prophets and in the malaika, we are actually confirming it if we are understanding what we are saying. If we are not, we are saying, okay, ye padhna hai, so we are just reading it blindly. So Allah Ta'ala doesn't want that. Allah Ta'ala wants our hearts and brains to work for him, right? So as in Surah Al-Mulk, Allah Ta'ala says that we gave you the sight, we gave you the hearing, we gave you everything. Qalilan ma tashkurun. So what is this tashkurun? Tashkurun is to use these facilities, to use your eyes, to use your ears, to use your all your faculties for Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, and that would be thanking him, right? It's not that, okay, Allah Ta'ala, you give me eyes, I'm happy, good, shukr for that. No, you do shukr by using your eyes for good things, you're using your eyes for seeing Quran, you using your eyes for stopping the wrong things after you see them, right? That will be the kind of shukr that Allah Ta'ala is expecting from your eyes, from your ears, and from your hearts and thought processes, and get all those right, get all those as Allah Ta'ala wants them to be. So that will be a kind of shukr that we can do. It's not just that we say shukr alhamdulillah, you give me eyes, you give me ears. No, we use them in the right way, we use them in Allah's way, and inshallah that would be a good anything else, any questions or anything that we have to discuss? Inshallah, these recordings I'll upload so that people who have not been able to join will be able to benefit from it, inshallah. So as I said, the books have come. So if anybody wants, even the previous books, we have ordered for little extra sets. So if you all want, you can pick it up from the clinic, or it is available online. So you can just order online and utilize it for people who are staying far off. Right. So if there are no questions, then we can conclude for the day. Okay, so inshallah then we'll stop, and I would ask her to revise. Also try to see whatever grammar we have learned till now. Just try to recognize that in the ayat that you're reading. We took a few examples from the Quran. So whether you're finding a man or a in, just try and see, or a lam, just try and see how the changes are happening in the words, what you expected, the expected noon which is not there, or a sukun which is there. So just try to see that. As you keep revising all these things, if you apply the knowledge that you get, then it will be power. If you just say that, okay, this grammar point I know and it's gone, then it's gone. It will not stay with you. So just utilize it. Try to see with your eyes where this grammar point is coming, whatever tilawat you're doing, where the in is coming, and what changes are happening after that. Where man is coming and the changes are happening. When man is not, when the man is coming and changes are not happening. Why they're not happening, right? So just try to question that, and inshallah that will become a little more easier for you. Okay. Right. So if there are no questions or no discussion, then we can conclude. Anybody wants to say anything? Okay. So inshallah we'll conclude then. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.